All right, all right, all right, all right. We back. We back. We're back. Tonight is the night after Sunday, which was 12/21, 2025, which is December 21st, 2025. Yesterday was today, the day was the 21st of December, 2025. But tonight is, which is after 9 p.m., this is the second part of Fight Fire with Truth. This is the second part of Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. And we opened the conversation. We always open up with a prayer. Then I didn't have nothing to talk about for a moment. Then I didn't want to go into a conversation that I went into, but that conversation took me into the law. That conversation took me into the law, which is where we are right now. So the conversation, just to share with you what took me that way, was that I haven't heard from this brother in about 2 years, plus 2+ years. Now this brother brought some product from me, and he never paid me. He left town. I never know when he came back because I ain't hunt him down like that. But I ended up getting a text tonight, or earlier today, tonight, whenever it was, just before I sat down to eat and before I had to come here. He texted me and said, "Oh man, I just found your number in my old phone, and I got your $50, and when I would like to get some water from you." And what I did, I texted back. I said, "It was $60 that you owe me." It's $60 that you owe me, and I wasn't planning on doing any more. I wasn't planning on doing no more business with you because the last conversation we had it wasn't a comfortable conversation. I'm trying to say it in the nicest I can. We didn't, fight. No, it just wasn't kosher, and it wasn't no cussing, nothing like that. But it was the attitude behind what it was. So I just said, okay, I ain't gonna worry about it. I let the creator deal with it. Wipe my hands with it. But I ended up getting a text back this evening or tonight before coming on, and I let him know. I said, "Well, I told him, I said, you owe me 60. I wasn't planning on even dealing with you no more. But if so, um, it's gonna be strictly business, and it's gonna be $40 per purchase. If I got to come to your home, it's $40 per purchase or more." Whatever you get, I'm gonna give you. I mean, I ain't holding no grudges. I'm not mad or anything like that. I just deal with people on what they show me of themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I just deal with people on that note, and I leave it at that because I try to do everybody right as much as I can. And but if you try to play me, and like my wife always said, they always come back. My wife said it, been saying it since she met me. If it happens, it happens. I'm just going to say it like that. It's been plenty of times that it has happened, but I'm just going to say if it happens, it happens. So other than that, we got in that conversation. So I ended up going through talking about the laws. So I ended up starting off in part 1 with Exodus chapter 22, which talked about the law of restitution, actually what that was about, law of restitution, and also laws of human relation. That was the full chapter 22. So now we're going to go through 21. Chapter 21, and we're going to start at verse 12, because usually when I go to 21, I usually go start at 1 down to verse 11, which is talking about things that's going on today according to the corporation, according to marriage, and according to about man and woman and things like that on different levels. So I wasn't going to go on that at the moment today. If we end up going there, fine. But right now I'm going to go through laws concerning acts of violence. Laws concerning acts of violence. That's where we are right now. And then we're going to start right there at verse 12. Exodus chapter 21, verse 12. And it states, the laws concerning acts of violence. 12. He that smiteth a man so that he die. If you hit a man so that he die, shall be surely put to death. That means if y'all fighting or you crack them, you should surely be put to death. It's telling you. Life is precious. Yeah, you're going to be put to death. Uh-oh, my pen. There we go. 13. If a man lie not in wait, but Yah deliver him into his hand. See, you got to understand, the Creator does all things. And people don't even realize that. That's why I try to get people to understand. The Creator does all things, no matter how you look at it or not. And if a man lie not in wait, but Yah deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee. That means that if a man smite of a man so that he die, and if a man lie not in wait, that means if you wasn't waiting to try to kill this guy, if you wasn't trying to kill him, and it was like it happened by mistake. It wasn't purposely done. It was by mistake. Yah will appoint thee a place where he shall flee. Meaning, okay, you got a place for refuge to go. 14. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, that means you did it on purpose. Thou shalt take him from mine altar that he may die. That means that you did it on purpose. And that he that smiteth his father or his mother. Okay, now this is, let me put this verse together where this goes. That 12 to 14 go together in difference. Verse 15. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. That means if you even hit your mother or your father, shall surely be put to death. This is the laws. 16. And he that stealeth a man, and sell him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Isn't that what the quote unquote Caucasians did to us as a people? Yes, my mother, father. Gotta go back and color some of these in. 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Verse 17. And he that curse his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. This goes with the other one. 17 and 15 go together concerning the mother and father. And if men strive together, and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, that he die not, but keepeth his bed. Check this out. Now, if y'all two fight, and they strive together, they fighting, and one smite another with a stone or with his fist. You picking up something, or somebody hit with a fist. And he die not, but keepeth his bed. If he arise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quit. Be quit. Quit. Okay, get away. It's all good. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time. That means you be quit, but you have to pay for him. If you did this to the point where you hurt somebody and they had to get off the job or whatever, you owe some money. Only he shall pay for his loss of time, and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. You got to let him be healed. Number one is we shouldn't be fighting like that in the first place, because we brothers. See, the Creator is looking at us like children. We are his children. And if you're going to hurt me, you're going to have to pay for me. If I hurt you, I have to pay for you. 20. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. Oh, it depends on what that punishment is. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is thy money. Mm. That slave is that person's money. I guess, but you know what? We looking at this like the Caucasian. If you look at it like us, we're not that type of people. We're not like that. Robert Craig, what's going on, bruh? Looks like you stole my hat. Glad you like it, bruh. I ain't steal it. This mine. Remember, thou shalt not covet and thou shalt not steal. This my hat, bruh. Maybe you had one like it. My brother Craig, it's good to see you though, bro. But yeah, like we said, back over here, verse 20. If a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. That means whoever that person is, that person gonna be punished. Now you know we are not that type of people to hurt people like that. Now we're not like the Caucasian. Caucasian will do it and keep on doing it. He'll put the whip on you until you die. We're not that type. We have compassion for people, and if we did that to our slaves, whatever, we wouldn't do it to the point where, because we are compassionate people. We may whoop them, but we ain't gonna try to kill them. 21. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is thy money. Just like if we had a slave that's hard headed, whatever, we whoop him. He might have to be out for 2 or 3 days, but he'll come back. Sound like work though, don't it? When you go to work, then you're out for sick leave. You're out for 2 or 3 days, and you come back to work. Don't that sound like that? Verse 22. If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her. Okay, now if 2 men is fighting and the woman in the way, and they don't want to stop, and she end up getting hurt, falling or whatever, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished according to the woman's husband will lay upon him, and according to, 22 again. Exodus 21, verse 22. If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished, according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. Right? And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life. If you took the life for her, if mischief, where you took the life, and think about what this is right here. Let's just look at any mischief follow in general. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life. This right here reminds me of abortion right here. Women, y'all taking life. A lot of y'all women taking life by abortions. If any mischief follows, then thou shalt give life for life. 24. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. What do y'all think about that? That's law. This reminds me of abortion. That's if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. Now, if these women really understood that law, you have an abortion, your life got to go just as that child's life had to go. If you didn't want a child, don't lay down. That's just that simple. Anybody's liable to get pregnant. You ain't supposed to be out here being a whore no way. Laws concerning responsibility of owners. Here we go. Now, this right here is what I was talking about earlier before I had got into the conversation. Laws concerning responsibility of owners. All this right here, chapter 21, 22, and 23. This is just the beginning before we really get into the law, but these are just certain aspects of laws that we're supposed to do. Excuse me. So, laws concerning responsibility of owners. Verse 26. And if a verse 26, Exodus 21, 26. And if a man smite the eye of his servant, or the eye of his maid, that it perish, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. Now, you're going to let the man go free. And if he smite out his manservant's tooth, or his maidservant's tooth, he shall let him go free for this tooth's sake. You see that? That goes to show how harsh you may be. And if an ox gore a man or a woman, hold on, let me go ahead and keep this right here. That's for them sake. Uh-oh. Now, if an ox gore a man or a woman that they die, then the ox shall surely be stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten. You see that? If the ox gore, which is kill a man or a woman that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten. But the owner of the ox shall be quit. I guess you can't say nothing. I guess the quit means shall be quit. Have left alone. We have to find out what that quit means. Q-U-I-T. But if the ox were wont to push with his horns in time past. Okay, this is if it has happened time before, and they told this guy, man, your ox, this and that. And it has been testified to his owner, and he have not kept him in, but that he have killed a man, or a woman. This sound like them dogs, y'all, them pit bulls that people be having, and they let them dogs go free, and then they attack somebody. That's what this sounds like right here. The ox shall be stoned, and his owner also shall be put to death. You see that? If an ox gore a man or a woman, verse 28, if an ox gore a man or a woman that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten. But the owner of the ox shall be quit. I mean, okay, he should be left alone because he might have just did it. It might just happen. But if the ox were to push with his horn in time past, and it had been testified to his owner, that means they told him about it, and he have not kept him in, then he have killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and the owner shall be put to death. There you go, because the owner wasn't being responsible. The owner wasn't being responsible. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever laid upon him. Okay, there you go. So then, if they've been telling him, and he ain't put him up, then the person die or get hurt, You owe that person, or you'll be put to death. If you want to save your life, whatever it is that you owe that person or that individual. Again, 30. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for that ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him. 31. Whether he have gored a son or have gored a daughter, according to the judgment it shall be done unto him. According to the judgment. 32. If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver. Okay. Just like, Now we've got the silver because they're messing with the slaves. If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. The ox shall be stoned. And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man, okay, let me go. These are different varieties of things that's happening, and you have to accumulate these to today's time as well. 33. And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit, and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, this is where they got that in the New Testament. If an ox fall in the ditch, and the ox fall or the ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. So I'm going to read that again. I'm going to read that 33 and 34. And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit, and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be. So you just paid that pit that one of those animals fell in. You just paid for that animal, that dead animal, and gave them the money for the animal that fell in the pit. 35. And if one man's ox hurt another's, that he die, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it, and the dead ox also they shall divide. Okay. And if a man's ox hurt another's, that he died, I mean, if they was fighting or what have you, and one of them die, then they shall sell the live ox. That means this is everything even down the middle. Okay, that ox killed that ox. We'll split the food on that one, and we'll sell that one, and we still both come out. But then both of them still live without an ox, unless they get the money to buy their own. If they already have some from the children or the offspring of the other oxes, who knows? Or if it be known, 36, or if it be known that the ox had used to push in time past, and his owner have not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own. So that means that we've been telling you about this ox, and this ox is angry and he's evil, whatever. He done killed my ox. Now you gotta pay me for my ox. Or if it be known that the ox has used to push in time past, and his owner have not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead ox shall be his own. Okay, his own. Which own? Sound like he paying out. Now you might well, you paying me for an ox, or you either give me your ox, or you paying me for my ox that you killed, and you can keep that one. That's what it sounds like. So since we're here, let's go over here to 23 real quick. Let's go over to 23. Let's go just judgments concluded. Judgments concluded. We're going to end it right here in 23. Chapter 23. We only going to go up to 13 verse because the three appointed feasts is from 14 to 19, and then you got the Lord's angels to send to, and they're going to lead Israel on into the land. That's the angel that put there. And actually that happens with us as well. The Father leads us in ways that we don't realize it, and he has things going before us so he can make our path clear. A lot of people don't even know that, but that actually happens with us. But chapter 23, judgments concluded. This is where we are right now. Thou shalt not raise a false report, but put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. That's justice. Do not be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. Don't be listening to everybody else to rest judgment. That's what a lot of people do today. Everybody listen to everybody else. Okay, well, that must be it. Well, let me just get this done. No. Let's be fair with the situation because somebody's life is at hand. Because if it was you, you'll want somebody to be fair with you. You don't want nobody just trying to get rid of it just to get it out the way. You got people like that because they don't care. Thou shalt, verse 2 again, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. Verse 3, neither shalt thou countenance, then neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his cause. Now, neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his cause. Verse 4, if thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him. There we go right here. If thou meet, that's what I said earlier. That's what I'm saying. Right here at 4. If thou meet thine enemy's ox, it is somebody you don't like. Like I said, I didn't have an enemy, nothing like that, but the whole point is just understanding situation. If thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. If thou see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under his burden, thou wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him. You see that? This is how we're supposed to help each other. We got a lot of people who don't like each other practically for nothing. Whatever they don't like them for is probably a cause behind it, but there should be a cause that y'all can try to work things out. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, trying to work things out. Thou shalt not rest the judgment of thy poor in his cause. 7, keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked. Y'all see that? And now, this whole thing with Yahshua, if Yahshua is innocent, why is everybody against him? Huh? Because the Father said that, he said, keep thee from a false matter, and the innocent, let me get that like that. Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not. For I will not justify the wicked. He ain't justifying the wicked. Verse 8, and thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. See that? Y'all know what it means. People do it all the time. That's what these courts are filled with. These courts are filled the same way because they're getting paid off the people. The people don't even know it. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. Verse 9. Also thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know the heart of a stranger, seeing ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. See that? Strangers in Egypt. Strangers here today, the way they got this world going. Number 10. And 6 years shalt thou sow at thy land, and shalt gather in the fruits thereof. But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest. You see that? Let it rest and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat. The poor of thy people may eat, and what they leave the beasts of the field shall eat, and like manner thou shalt deal with thy vineyards and with thine olive yard. That means you don't glean, you don't take everything down, because you got things out there. You don't clean the whole field, because other people going to be coming to get, you might want to get something to eat as well. The wayfaring man, as they call it, and also the beasts of the field. They hungry too. You know? 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the 7th day thou shalt rest. Hold on. Make sure I cut that off. All right. From 10 and 11, they together. All right. It's 12 again. 6 days thou shalt thou do thy work, and on the 7th day thou shalt rest. And thine ox and thine ass may rest, and the son of thy handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed. See that? See the Sabbath day? 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the 7th day, not any 7th day, we know what the 7th day is of the week, what we call week anyway, thou shalt rest, that thine ox and thine ass may rest. I mean, you ain't supposed to be out there working them no more than you been doing. And the son of thy handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other deities, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. And people do it all the time. They don't realize it. Oh, here we go. Nope. My pen go. Excuse me, y'all. Hey, grab my foot. Ah. You know, in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect. Circumspect. And make no mention of the name of other deities, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. That we're not supposed to worship all these other deities. Some people say gods. Then they talk about the 3 appointed feasts. We'll take it to 19. The 3 appointed feasts. 3 times that thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. 3 times. And he's telling us what to do specifically. Thou shalt keep the feast. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Now you don't see it say Passover. It said thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Now I believe, and I'm going to read all this through, but in my think and in my thoughts, no matter where we are, we're supposed to keep these. This is my thoughts. I'm going to read it through and we'll see. 3 times thou shalt, verse 14, 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Verse 15, thou shalt keep, this is Exodus 23:15. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days as I commanded thee in the time appointed of the month, Abib. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. That's one. This is everywhere we are. No matter where we are, shall I say. Verse 16. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering. Excuse me. The feast of harvest, the first fruit of thy labors which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year. Ingathering, just told us what they were, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. This is everywhere you are, because you have to eat. See? These are 3 times he ordained us, no matter where we are, we're supposed to keep. Didn't say the Passover. Didn't see it say Passover here. But it did say days of unleavened bread. Feast of harvest and feast of ingathering. When thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. Verse 17. 3 times in a year all thy males shall appear before Yah. These 3 times all the men supposed to come together. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread. You see that? That means that if we do sacrifices, there shouldn't be any leavened bread. Neither shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. I heard that. The first of the first fruit of thy land thou shalt bring unto the house of Yah thy father. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. See, that's what he's saying about seethe a kid in his mother's milk. Earlier, I was speaking on that. I forgot exactly what it was. That's law of relations. I forgot exactly what it was when I was reading that earlier. Forgot how the conversation was going before, but I remember mentioning that. The first of the first, where was I at? 17 again. 3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before Yah. 18. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread. Neither shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. Think about all the bread and stuff everybody eat with these sacrifices that they eat for these holidays, like Thanksgiving with the turkey. They have leavened bread. They have dressing, Jewish dressing. Dressing is leavened bread. Woo! But those are sacrifices to other deities. People don't even realize that. Christmas coming up. They're going to have Christmas dinner. They're going to have unleavened bread there. It ain't got nothing to do with the Creator. Man, people just don't know. 19, last verse for the moment. The first of the first fruits of thy land thou shalt bring into the house of Yah, thy father. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. Y'all, we got to get to these laws. We got to get more serious about them. The more you get into the laws, the more you get close to the Creator. That's what I try to get people to understand. So I'm glad I went through this tonight. At least a little bit that we went through. But other than that, thank you, Father. Praise you, bless you, and thank you for all you do. Yeah, we're going to call it a night. And we got to start going through the laws, y'all, to have an understanding of what it is the Creator wants us to do. Because this is the only way to get close to Him, have an understanding, and do His will the way He wants to have it done. So right now, I'd just like to share with y'all that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. Just sharing that information. The more you research, the more you know, the more you know, the more you grow. And where we are at this moment in time, we getting ready to do the benediction, then the Shema, then show you how to keep in contact with us, and then we're going to call it a night. So right here we have the benediction in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. And it states, And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name on the children of Israel, which is his law, and Yah shall bless them. So just to share with you that, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shekebo Vakuto Violam Vaed Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Praise you, Father, for the reading of your word. Thank you for having us come out tonight, share your information, and bringing out what was needed for us to see, know, and understand. Other than that, if anybody like to get in contact with me, you can always call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. And you can also email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym at gmail.com. Now, if you'd like to check out part 1 and part 2 of my lives, you can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for part 1 and part 2. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Now, my YouTube is Juice Pro 33. All one word, all together. JUICEPRO 33 on YouTube. Again, JUICEPRO 33 all together, one word. Put that in the search engine. Please like, subscribe, and share for part 1 and part 2. Excuse me. That's part 1 and part 2 on Juice Pro 33. Pretty soon we're going to tell you how to get to the full version in a few moments. But that's part 1 and part 2 on YouTube. Now we're also on Instagram, which Instagram is L'chaim_the juice, but which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, excuse me, LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's Instagram. And now if you'd like to see my part 1 and part 2 on Facebook, my Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. Again, that's MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. All right. Those were the part 1 and part 2. Now for the full version, which is from Zoom, we upload and download them onto the platforms. Now, for Zoom, we're on YouTube as well. Excuse me. We're on YouTube as well. And being on YouTube for Zoom, for the full version, we're on a YouTube video. As YouTube video. And you will put in there still JUICEPRO 33. Again, JUICEPRO 33. Please like, subscribe, and share for the video, which is full version, or part 1 and part 2 on the live. I just coming down on me, y'all. Also now, you also can catch us full version on X, formerly known as Twitter. That's X, formerly known as Twitter, still at JuicePro33, which is JUICEPRO 33. Again, JUICEPRO 33. That's X, formerly known as Twitter. You can catch me there. See the full version. And I'm also on, excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. It's coming down on me. So also, you can catch me on X102. You can catch me on Patreon.com, which is patreon.com/LKHYYM. That's patreon.com/LKHYYM. And last but not least, we got rumble.com. Last but not least, for the full video. That's rumble.com/LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/LKHYYM. Now, last but not least, fully, where you can get in contact with me or just check out some of my information. We haven't too much launched anything else on this, which is TikTok. We have 2 TikToks. Main TikTok page is just like Instagram, which is LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, that's for that TikTok is LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's the TikTok. My second TikTok is Michael the Juice Harris altogether. I also have a YouTube. You can pull that up as well, which is Michael the Juice Harris as well, separate from my other, but it's both of them are spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Again, that's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. All one word. That there is my last TikTok. Now, if you like to know how to get on my Zoom, you're welcome to come to the Zoom, but I'd like for you to text me name, number, email so I know who you may be to allow you to come on the Zoom, because we have trolls coming on messing up our program. So, as I was sharing with you on my troll, on my Zoom, sorry about that. Told you I'm tired. It's coming down on me. On my Zoom, we're on Sundays, or shall I say night after Sunday, like tonight, on Mikhail's Knowledge, on Fight Fire with Truth. Again, that's Sundays, Fight Fire with Truth at 9 p.m. And then we're on Mondays, 9 p.m. Excuse me. Night after Monday, that is, at 9 p.m. Which is Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth. That's Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth on Mondays, or night after Monday, that is. And then we have 2, starting this week, we have 2 Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. We have morning and the night. Morning at 7:30 a.m. and night at 9 p.m. We're on there. You come on, text me your name, number, email, and I'll put you in the calendar, let you know more information after we talk. After that, now we also have Thursdays, but Thursdays to be determined, Wednesdays is to be determined. But on the Sabbath day, we have Assembly of the Righteous. This is Assembly of the Righteous on the Sabbath. Other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. I thank you for being here. I thank y'all for stopping through. I am tired. I'm getting ready to go. And I love you all. So, I'm going to say bye first to Zoom. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you. See you soon. And one before I go, my brother Robert Craig said it looks like his hat. I stole his hat. Then he said, peace and love, brother. Peace and love to you, Craig. I ain't heard from you on the phone much lately, but I'm glad you're doing all right out there. Other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening there, and your seeing eye. Over here on... Hey.
Recording stopped.
There we go. All right. And over here, we see Malcolm Bowles came in for a quick minute, and we got a T. Grimy. T. Grimy came in for a quick minute on Instagram. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening there, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you. See you soon. Peace. All right. Let's see what's going on over here. All right. Over here on Facebook, we thank you for your time, your patience, your listening there, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you. See you soon and always. Peace. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Over here on YouTube Live, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening there, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you. See you soon and always. Peace.